Hello, I'm markeedragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life. And have you heard the news about PlayStation Network, about their network getting hacked? I mean, who hasn't? I mean, I even heard it, I listen to AM radio in the morning sometimes, and I even heard it on the talk radio station this morning. So it's obviously big news, and the news just keeps getting bigger. You know, Easter weekend, just before Easter, the network went offline. They said it was down for maintenance. And I thought it was a very strange time for maintenance, given that it's a holiday weekend. Not everybody gets the Easter holiday, but it is, a lot of kids are out of school for the weekend, and you know, Friday or Monday, I know my son was. And so, you know, it just seemed to be like an odd time for maintenance. Well, the news has come out that they were actually hacked, and they had some sort of data breach that allowed them to get all of the customer accounts, 77 million worth, and all of these accounts, they got their credit cards and stuff. You know, so there was, you know, and it's hard to verify all of this information. I certainly have not talked to Sony about this, but I felt it compelling enough to talk about it because I've been the victim of identity theft before. In fact, I just recently posted a video about that. And so it's a big deal, and especially when charges start appearing on your account. And I found this one article talking about how this one guy has 5 charges on his account that didn't recognize that he thinks come straight from that. And there's other information out there kind of giving that credibility. So now what's happened is, this is pretty funny. Got my iPad here. I'm on, what is it, Gama Sutra? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. Anyway, they have a really interesting article here about class action lawsuit brought against Sony over the PlayStation Network data breach. And in here, there's a law firm, the Rothkin law firm has filed federal class action lawsuit against SCEA on behalf of 77 million PlayStation Network customers. So they go in here to say that basically it was a failure on Sony's part to maintain proper data and security. And that this failure of security, even though they had stated many times that that they were secure and everything. In fact, they're also suing them for breach. Let's see, they accuse them for false advertising and unfair business practices because they weren't really as secure as what they thought they were. Now, you know, it goes on to say a bunch of stuff about, you know, how it wrecks customer trust and how, you know, all this other stuff. Now, who knows what's going to happen about that? It doesn't mean that all 77 million of you are going to get something in return, other than what Sony has already stated, which is that they're going to give some double credit bonus stuff when they bring the network back up, and they are also doing some other freebie stuff, and basically to try and make up for the outage. But does it make up for the data breach? That's a really good question, because that can be very expensive. I know just in my own case, I happen to have insurance for identity theft. I actually didn't need to use it, but I was able to clear mine up pretty quickly, and I still don't know how it happened, but it did happen. Somebody ordered from 3 different companies accounts that they opened under my name. They must have had my social security number in order to do that. And now these guys were fools because they had all the clothes that they bought shipped to my house. I don't get it. You know, so, but, you know, the damages to each person on this could be huge. I mean, if you've got a credit card on there, you know, and you see one charge that you don't recognize, you may be seeing more. You may want to turn in your credit card for a new one. And that's a pain in the butt, because then you're out for several days without any card to do any transactions on. And plus, the last time, now I was a victim of theft once before, and I'll leave this company unnamed, Deep Discount DVD. And I used to be a big customer of theirs. I would buy all these DVDs from there. and they, I don't know, I bought probably $1,000 worth of DVDs over the lifespan of my account there. And then one day, my bank account was negative $3,000. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, so, I'm looking at my bank account and I'm going, holy crap. I had a fair amount of money in there. What happened is that they had some sort of breach at a sister company, which was in, I think, Germany or in the Netherlands. It was in Europe. And so this was a sister company of theirs that they had some sort of breach, and they used my card that I used on my US account to order $13,000 worth of videos. And I don't understand how they were trying to make any money or where the stuff was going. I don't understand any of that. But all I do know is that at one time, I had like $10,000 sitting in my account, and the next thing I know, I have $3,000 negative in my account, and my paycheck wasn't even $3,000. And so when I needed some money, I couldn't just deposit my next paycheck and say, okay, I'll have a few bucks. It took more than a week to figure out, and I was without any money for a week. That sucks. So, especially when I'm trying to be good and save some money and stuff and have this money there, and God, that just really sucked. So, those of you who have got credit cards on the network, on the PlayStation network, maybe you want to do something to protect yourself a little bit against erroneous charges. So, after that experience, though, what I did is I opened up a second bank account. I don't keep all my money in one bank account anymore. So that way, if something happens to one and I get locked out of it or whatever, I still have my other account so I can do stuff. That's just a little wisdom there that I learned from that experience. So now here's something else I did. I did a video once before about Microsoft Xbox, charging me for services that I didn't use. And it really pissed me off because they charged me for a whole nother year's subscription when I hadn't even logged in. And so I assumed, let's take World of Warcraft, for example. Let's say you have a credit card attached there, and then you decide you want to quit playing. You don't cancel your account. It bills you another couple of months. Your credit card's expiring anyway. So, you just let it expire and you figure that's going to close my account because if they can't bill me anymore, they're not going to give me any more service. Well, that is not what happened with Microsoft Xbox. What they did is that even though my credit card expired, they tested the new dates on my credit card and to where they got it approved. And then I went and I'm going like, what the hell? That's not okay. And I refused it. And but then they're like, but you got all this service. And I'm like, but I never logged in. Anyway, it was a big fiasco. I figured out how to solve that, though. And the resolution for that is the exact same thing here on the PlayStation Network. So if you want to play on the PlayStation Network and you want more security, here's how. Have you seen those prepaid cards for Sony PlayStation Network? You can get them at Target. I think you can get them at Best Buy, get them at other places. You can get them online at Shattered Crystal. Yeah, that's a plug for Shattered Crystal. It's just another place you can get them. And if you use the prepaid cards, the most you're going to lose if your account gets hacked is the value of that card. You don't have to worry about your bank account going way negative. You don't have to worry about having to file all the stuff for, fraud on your card. And it just makes it much cleaner. And so now when I play on Microsoft Xbox Network, I always use a prepaid card because I don't want to go through that bullshit again. It wasn't the same bullshit, but it was similar. And so that is a solution that allows you to continue playing without having to worry about it. Now, I understand they also got everybody's email addresses and people are complaining about getting spam. Oh my, you know, the list just goes on. So I think that Sony will be reeling from this for quite a while. I think that they're going to be making up to customers for quite a while. At least here in the US, when there's a data breach, I don't know if it's law or not, but what I commonly see is that they offer credit monitoring for free for 3 months or something like that, and a free credit report so that you can see whether or not anyone has done anything with your credit. Don't know what they'll be offering on that, but that's certainly a possibility. So, anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. And that's how I do the games now. I almost exclusively use prepaid cards because I don't want to deal with that. Anyway, I'm markeedragon. Take care.